Do you know what? I trust that girl more than my own mum.
Okay, Chaz Dingle. Baby, please wake up. Come on, darling.
Should we not wait for the ambulance? No, we need to go. Why weren't you checking on us?
I knew this was coming. I want to be induced. I'm having this baby today.
This is the whole reason that we had this baby.
You can't!
You just do not get it, do you?
I'm still here, even after you and Andy, so don't tell me I don't get it!
All right, can we just all calm down? Give me the phone!
No!
Cameron, you cannot stop me! Oh.
What's up, love? Getting juiced in a couple of hours.
Yeah, try telling that to the baby.
Oi, get a grip.
What, like you mean? Softy.
Yeah? Johnny knows sure one thing, so when I get hold of him...
Not if I get to him first. Might as well switch this on in case he bothers to make contact. Hello? Yeah, hi.
Who is it?
You sure? Okay, thank you.
Well?
They've got enough stem cells. She can have a transplant. So you won't be Chaz? In her bed, for instance. Well, you're not even going to deny it.
Sorry, there's nothing going on between us. You have to believe there's nothing.
So this is just a lie, is it? Yes. And this! You took a job from her and I was grateful.
An escape, okay? Somewhere to forget that you were carrying another man's child.
Here it comes. It's my fault. I brought it on myself.
No.
I sleep with Andy to save Sarah and you sleep with Chaz to get your own...
That is not what I'm saying.
My best. You really mate. Right now.
What's about revenge?
You get away from me. Get away from me. Happy doesn't exist. You let someone into your life, they take what they can get and they dump you. That is never going to happen to me again. All I need is myself.
I was going to think like that.
Watch me.
You haven't a clue what you're doing here.
Dad, seriously, back off. From now on, I call the shots.
You pull a stunt like that again, and you are seriously going to.
Come on, just pretend you haven't seen him.
Dad, what are you doing?
What do you want? Come on! What do you want?
You! I want you and I hate myself for it! I can't believe I just did that. In front of her, I am pathetic! Please, you've got to get away! Yes, you can!